Hello and welcome to episode 299, guys. Alright, this is another little short day session, hopefully a shorter video. So, where am I this session? I've made about an hour's drive from my home in Carterton, and I've come to a little complex I've fished to before, but not for a few years, I don't think, not since before COVID times. That's Woodside Lakes at Patney, near sort of Devizes area. Oh, see that? It's a good sign. So anyway, yes, I've not been here for a good few years. I'm on Sands Lake, which was the old Match Lake, but since I was here last, Rich, the owner, has now converted this into a sort of out and out carp lake. It's got 7 swims on it now. Oh yeah, the trains, I remember the trains. So yeah, it's got 7 well spaced swims. Probably, I guess about 4 acres. So yeah, and I've booked peg number 2, guys. So only the second swim up from the car park. When I was booking it on the old Go Catch app, I did want to be further up, but that was already booked. But this swim probably offers the most amount of water on the lake for the swim. Probably what you can see in shot, guys, is probably all my water. There's an island to the left of me, mid water, so I could fish to that, and right out to this bushy tree over there. So you can fish with 3 rods on this lake, but I've only brought me a small rod set up, me 2 rods, me 10 footers. Why I haven't brought me 3 rods set up, I'll go into later in the blog. But anyway, first job I need to do is go back down to the gate, dip all my nets and slings, and then we can get fishing. So let's do that. Let's go fishing. Oh, there we go then, guys. Nice big dip tank right next to the gate to the car park. Not from the car park to the lake, so you can't miss it. No excuses for not dipping your nets and keeping the fishery safe. Right, let's go and get the rod sorted out. Right, guys, so first thing I want to do is find the ranges I'm fishing to. So there's an island over there to the left of me between me and pegs 1. I want to fish to that with my left hand rod. So I did just do a little bit of leading up off a camera just to save a bit of time on the blog. Yeah, lovely. So we'll get that around the wrap sticks and measure that up. I've got my wrap sticks set up at 10 foot apart, same distance as me length of me rods. And then for the second rod, once I've wrapped up, we'll find the range to the reeds on the far bank, because I've seen quite a few fish showing over there already. There is plenty of water where I could have fished 3 rods. But, you know, I'll explain once I'm fishing why I've only brought me 2 rods. So, yeah, there's a nice little swim sign in the swim. Well, in every swim that gives you your swim boundaries for the lake. Wish more lakes did that, save a lot of arguments. Right, let's get this wrapped up, then we can clip up to the right hand rod. Right, just leading about to get the range to the far side. I've just had Rich, the fishery owner, chatting his ear for about 15 minutes. It's yeah, last time I saw him was, well, the last time I was here was, like I said, pre-COVID, so he was just telling me about the lake and what he's done to it and sort of what he thinks is the numbers of fish in here. he said it's impossible to tell because he's been netting it and then restocking it with bigger fish, but he estimates about 400 fish. He stocked a load of 20s, was it last year I think he said, but the average stamp of fish is kind of your mid to upper double, or sort of low double to upper doubles, but with a sort of smattering of 20s thrown in. So, you know, typical runs water, day fishing water, you know. But anyway, so I've seen fish fizzing out in the right slap bang in the middle, but also there's been fish boshing out about a rod length from the far bank, which, if I've got my clip right, that's where we're clipped up to now. So yeah, lovely jubbly. So, right, that's both rods clipped up. We're going to fish with PVA bags. And I need to have a quick look at the fishery rules as well before I do cast out. I'm not sure if leaders are allowed. If leaders are allowed, I'm going to fish those shocker rigs again that I fished on the last day session 2 videos ago. If they're not, then I'll make up PVA bags with just the Gemini stems on the leads. So right, I need to do that and then we can see how we're going to fish. Right guys, so internet signal is a bit rubbish here, so I can't get onto the catch app to see the rules at the moment. Where's it? So I'll play it safe and just use the you know, where the leads just fit to the Gemini inserts. If I can find the rules later on, if I can use the leaders, then I'll have a go on the old shocker rig. Right, for those of you who have been a viewer for at least a few years, you might remember when I fished here before, it was always pink hook baits that worked particularly well here, particularly wafters. I've just been in my hook bait bag, and the only pink wafters I've got are the old Mystic Plum, and there's not many of them left. And then the only pink hook baits then I've got after that are seafood pop-ups. So we'll start off on the old Mystic Plum wafters, even though unfortunately Hinders don't make them anymore. And I've just realised I haven't wrapped up the distance to that far bank yet for my right hand rod, so I need to do that. Oh, and I can't get the hook bait to sit right in the PVA bag. Oh, just, oh no, I've dropped the PVA. Ah, now I've stabbed my finger. Oh, this just oh, just, we might as well just give up and go home already. There we go guys, first cast. Just starting to rain a little bit as well. Lovely, jovely, finally fishing. I've got a question. Why do crisp companies make packets that big? Just opened these. I've only had one out so far. So yeah, so why do crisp companies make packets this big? You know, oh, nice big pack of poppadons. That'd be a nice little on the bank fishing snack. I think, oh, that's going to be a lot. When there's only that many in the bottom of the bag. Why make the packet that big when you're only going to get that much? Don't try and deceive us with your big packets thinking we're getting a lot of snacks. Make the packet the size what you get inside. Oh guys, I was just setting my camera up because I was just going to film a bit where I was going to put some bait out because it's just stopped raining. I've just got my bucket of bait out. I was just putting the camera on the stand and the right hand rod has raced off. Lovely jubbly. So hopefully this will be the first fish. One of the comments on one of my recent vlogs was I don't ever catch fish. That person obviously doesn't watch all my vlogs because at that particular comment 5 of the last 7 vlogs had all had fish in them. Nice little bend in the rod there. I will put some bait out once I've put this fish out. It even says on the board the fish react well in this lake to bait going in. After all, there is a good stock of fish in. Oh, there we go. Looks a nice little scaly one. Oh, there he is, he's right under the rod tip. Oh. There we go. First fish, guys. Right guys, first fish. I just nearly almost had 2 as well. I was just getting all my stuff ready and the left hand rod went tearing off. Unfortunately that one fell off, but hey ho, let's have a look at this one. This is a cracking little fish. I haven't weighed it. If I'm catching fish this size all day, I'm not really interested in the weights. I'm just happy to catch some fish. That's what it's all about. Just a little day. Come on. Just a little day session, just come along, catch some fish, have some fun. There we go guys. Probably not even double figures, but look how gorgeous she is. Lovely jubbly. I need to run back to the van, now both rods are out the water. I need to run back to the van because first I thought I'd forgot my landing net handle, and when I netted this one it's just cracked a bit just below the spreader block, so I've got some tape in my car, my van, so I need to go and do some running repairs. So oh, there we go guys. It's not pretty, but needs must. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it cracked right under the spreader block. But hey ho, hope as long as that holds for the day. Like I say, we're not going to be netting massive fish today, so I'll have to get back down the tackle shop sometime and order a new 2-piece landing net pole. But it is one of them days. Right guys, so now we're sorted, rods are back out, landing net handle is kind of repaired. I'm going to put some bait out now. and one of my more recent purchases, which is to aid these kind of day sessions in keeping everything kind of lightweight. One of these quarter buckets that's got the different tubes in. So ideal then for day sessions where you can have 4 different types of bait in one bucket rather than bringing lots of different buckets. So I've got some seafood boilies in one tube, nuts 365 boilies in another tube, got some feed pellet in another tube, and then just pots of hook baits in another tube. So yeah, ideal for these day sessions. Right, I'm going to put a mix of, oh, if I don't spill them all, mix of boilies out over each rod. So we'll put some of the nuts 365. Lovely jovely, they landed nice. And then a few seafood as well. Lovely jovely. Right, now let's do the far rod. It does say on the sign, I don't know if I've said it already, the fish react best to a bit of bait going in constantly, which is kind of, you know, it's a runs water, that's what you would expect really. Oh, probably a bit short if anything. Alright. Not a ideal catapult really, and I got the wind in my face, so it's that's a bit better. Alright, let's do another one of the nuts. Just pull the catapult back at full tilt. Yeah, lovely jovely, that's better. Right, sit down and relax and hopefully wait for that next fish to come along. Right then guys, so earlier when I said I've only brought me 2 rods set up, when you are actually allowed to use 3 rods here. So why didn't I bring me 3 rods set up? Well, last weekend I sorted out all my gear. My tackle bag needed a very much needed sort out and tidy up, and I re-spooled all 3 of my 3 rods set up with new line, and just got everything organised for my next trip that's coming up, and that is a trip to France. Yes, many of you have been asking when am I going to do a French trip. Well, next week, next Friday, the day I go to France should be the day this video you're watching now goes live. So that should be the 18th of October we get the ferry over. I say we, it's me and my mate Darren. We've booked a small lake in sort of mid-France called Étangs-la-Tannerie. It's only a small lake. It's just 2.5 acres with 1 swim right in the middle of the lake, kind of on a spit. So nice small lake for the 2 of us to share. And yeah, and that's why I haven't brought me 3 rods set up. Excuse me, yeah, because I've got all that rod bag sorted out, ready to go to France. Like I say, reels have got all new line on them, and I didn't want anything to go wrong. We've already seen everything go wrong this session, so yeah, I wanted to keep that set up all sort of brand new and ready to go. Yeah, the tackle bag needed a very much needed tidy up and organised, where I've just chucked stuff in it. So yeah, so that's the news guys. So like I said, by the time you're watching this, me and Darren should actually be, if you're watching this as soon as it goes live, probably either heading to the ferry in Portsmouth or sort of roughly be at Portsmouth. Yeah, and we're getting the ferry down to St. Malo. We got a whole week there in France, so really looking forward to it. But yeah, I've been doing an odd rechuck here and there, thinking, you know, fresher traction of the PVA bag, but this one was the right hand rod, and I'm just going to chuck it open water. I've seen some fish just not washing out, but just kind of fizzing in mid water. I haven't seen anything show on that far bank from where I had that fish for quite a while now, so I'm just going to try mid water basically and see if the fish are just hanging out in open water. Ah, quick, oh, bail alarm, oh no, schoolboy error. I told you, I said earlier on guys, everything is going wrong. Woo, just managed to save that one in time. And guys, I'm going to have a bit of a different strategy. Just wound the rods in, and I'm going to walk round to the far side of my swim. What I mean by that is round to the other side of the lake. And yeah, it's been a lot quieter than I'd imagined it would be for like a run's water. Rich come back down about half hour ago, the lake owner, and he did say it has been, the whole complex has been a bit quieter since a few weeks ago when we had a couple of frosts. But anyway, so what am I doing? Yeah, I'm walking around to the other side of my swim, to the far bank. I'm going to chuck the rods back out to where I had that fish from. But where I've only been baiting out with boilies so far, and I've only had the 2 runs but 1 fish. Like I said, I was thinking it might be a bit more productive than that, so I'm gonna go around to the far bank, and I've brought the tube of pellet with me. So one of my markers is this little bush just in front of me. The sun is over there, so the sun is kind of hitting this side of the lake, so let's put a nice scattering a pellet out there, and hopefully Like I said, there's all sizes here, right from 4mm up to like 10mm and everything in between, so nice concoction of flavours and breakdown rates. And right, so that's going to be one rod. Oh, cut my head off. There's a little tree just sticks up to the water. I'm going to aim for that as well from the right hand rod, and then and hopefully put another fish or two on the bank. Right guys, so already got one rod back out. I was just chatting to a couple of lads who were fishing up in peg 4. I've called it a day already. They only had one fish between them as well, so it's not just at my end, but lovely, right where that pellet landed. That couldn't have been any more on the money if I tried. Alright, it's just gone 3 o'clock now guys. I'm only planning on being here till about 5-6 o'clock, so the 2 to 3 hours at the most left. I can fish up to 7, that's what time the day ticket ends, but I want to get home at a reasonable hour as I've got work tomorrow. Right then guys, I'm going to knock it on the head I think. Sometimes I think you just got to know when you're flogging a dead horse, and yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet session today. At least we haven't blanked, you know, 2 runs, landed 1, lost 1, so not a complete disaster. But yeah, I'm going to knock it on the head now. It's just coming up to 5 o'clock, so I was planning on staying a bit later, but you know, we've had one. We've had a bend in the rod, so, and it was a pretty one at that, so I can't complain too much. Right then guys, I'll see you in episode 300. When I'll be at Tang's La Tannerie in France. Till then, wet nets, tight lines, enjoy fishing, and yeah, I'll see you in Froggyland for the French trip. Yeah.